Hi, this is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast, where CEOs, COOs, and business owners share strategies for success. This is 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best strategies are concise business advice. And with that, we're going to be concise and jump in with our guest today. Question number 1, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me, Keith. My name is Steve Crawford. I'm the Director of Sales and a Senior Consultant at McGhee Productivity Solutions. And what we do is create cultures of productivity for our client companies at the organizational, team, and individual levels.
Awesome. All right. So question number 2, what's the best thing about being a business leader?
You know, there's lots of things. When I meet with executives, there's a different answer to this question from everybody. For me, the best thing about being a business leader is the opportunity to positively impact people in your charge. And in my case, it's not only the people in my charge, but also those at my client companies.
So question number 3, somewhat related maybe. I hear from other leaders that their people strategy is often more difficult than their actual business strategy in their business. What are your thoughts on that?
I align with that. I think that business strategy, there's a lot more X's and O's and facts and tangible things to deal with. When you're dealing with people, everybody's unique. Everybody's motivated by different things. They have different skill sets. They have a different level of alignment and buy-in to what your organization is doing, different external factors. So the people strategy to me is much more challenging, but it's also much more exciting because you're impacting people in their lives.
A lot more dynamic.
Exactly.
Okay. So question number 4, what strategy would you like to share with other business leaders today?
Well, I think along the lines of the people strategy, I think something that supports the people strategy and the business and organizational goals and objectives is having a good strategy around alignment and accountability within your organization. Truly getting people aligned to the goals that the organization has, each team has, and what each individual should have. And then having an accountability protocol so that people can renegotiate as needed and that there's visibility and accountability to the individual goals, the team goals, and your goals along the way, every month, every quarter. So you're not having that surprise at the end of the year wondering why a certain objective wasn't met. It's all about getting that alignment and having an accountability protocol in there.
Very good. And I think a lot of businesses either overlook that or just kind of ignore that sometimes because they are so focused on, working in the business or, what's the next best thing out there kind of a thing that they don't spend the time with that alignment or that accountability sometimes.
They're reactive, right? So they're looking at the results and saying why were certain things not met and telling stories about that, as opposed to truly getting alignment and having accountability along the way. And if things come up like COVID and you have to shift your business, you're purposefully doing that. You're getting new alignment and renegotiating those goals instead of at the end of the year telling stories that it was all about COVID. It might not have been all about COVID. There could have been other things that were impacting your business. So it is something that you want to be proactive with as opposed to reactive.
Very well said. So question number 5, what other successful business owners or CEOs like yourself would you like to acknowledge here or you think would be good on this podcast?
Certainly there's dozens of them, so I couldn't list them all here, but 2 that come to mind right off the top of my head because I recently engaged with them on podcasts as well are Jamie O'Kane. She's fantastic. She's with J.E. O'Kane Accounting. She does podcasts and she's the CEO of her business. And Tim Fitzpatrick from Rialto Marketing, another solid individual, great guy, and I think he'd get a lot of value and add a lot of value to strategies for business leaders.
Great. Well, we will check them out and see if they're available. I'd love to have them both on.
Awesome.
All right. Question number 6, just kind of a final fun question. Tell me about your favorite past boss.
Oh man, I've had the fortune of having such great bosses throughout my career. My first great boss was Julie Josephorsky. When I came out of college with a couple degrees, I joined a consumer finance company, and she was a young, hard-charging branch manager of the branch that I worked in. And I just learned so much from her about, doing what you say, saying what you're going to do, and understanding the job of the people that you're managing. She was a great example of that. And then in later years, Rick Seehausen and Richard Holzclaw and Kim Starley were at various times bosses of mine in a long run I had in business process outsourcing. Super solid guys, faithful guys, and brilliant minds, but also really open-minded, able to listen to ideas from other people and really implement those. And I learned a lot of good lessons from them. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention my current boss, the founder and CEO of McGhee Productivity Solutions, Sally McGhee. She's the reason I joined the firm, to be honest with you. When I met her and heard her story and saw what her passion is and how she truly is all about serving the client for real, not lip service, it really hit my heart just in the right spot. And that's why I love being where I'm at here now, going into my 5th year.
Awesome. Sounds like a lot of people that you've learned from, pulling all of those experiences together for what you do now.
Absolutely. The best people, the people that are the best at what they do, the best husbands and fathers and business leaders, men of faith, whatever you put your passion behind, almost every one of them that I've ever talked to has recognized that they've learned good and bad from people that they've come across in their paths. And you want to emulate the good and then learn the lessons from the bad so you don't repeat those.
You got to learn from both.
Yep.
That's what makes the balance and
Absolutely
really propels you forward. So hey, before we leave, can you tell people how they can get a hold of you?
Absolutely. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so you can see me on LinkedIn at Stephen D. Crawford. You can reach out to me directly at stephen.crawford@mcgeepro.com. You can also check out our stuff on our website at www.mcgeepro.com.
Great. It's been great having you on. And this is Keith Weaver with the Top Executive Strategy Podcast. For more insights, you can follow us on iTunes or at Weaver Business Coaching or on LinkedIn. And we wish you the best success.